Hey guys, Jack here with JNC Mileage, and today I'm bringing you a review of the 2018 Q5. Over the past 2.5 weeks or so, I've put over 1,000 miles on the car, so I hope I can really give you the ins and outs and everything you need to know as a prospective buyer or someone who's really interested in what Audi is doing in their new model lineups. Let's take a look. The Audi Q5 is one of Audi's best-selling cars, and that's very important to keep in mind. It released in 2008, and it brought to customers an all-around package deal, offering sporty styling with both luxury and practicality. And for people who only like to own one car, it seems that there is not much out there that can beat it. So when Audi set out to release its second generation, everything was on the line. They had a chance to perfect one of their biggest market movers. And did they succeed? Well, simply put, yes. We have to begin with the exterior, because in the crossover SUV market, the engineers are working with many fixed variables. The dimensions of the car cannot be toyed around with, as practicality comes first. 5 comfortable passengers is a must in this car. But even still, the car does look quite nice. From the front, the LEDs shine bright and complement Audi's classic grille look. The design hasn't diverged or taken any drastic or risky leaps, but it doesn't need to because it looks good. The front is quite low, and it offers a sedan look, and if it weren't for the raised suspension, it would almost look as if it were an A4 or one of the sedan ranges. And as you follow the car's lines, from the side profile to the back, Audi topped off its styling with a small rear trunk spoiler, which truly changes the car's character. It looks great, and it shows the engineers didn't neglect the small things on this car. That's not to say we're pleased with absolutely everything on the exterior.
So as we can see here on the new Q5, we are having a little bit of an identity crisis with the vents. So as you can see here, we have open vents that goes into the radiator, but then as we move down a little, we get these hard plastic covers. And then you move down a little more, and you get another opening for the radiator. And as you move over here, again, no lights, just hard plastic. And we're not really sure how we feel about that because, in all honesty, we know it's a design feature, but maybe it looks a little fake.
And some of the fake design issues you see on the front don't just stop there. One of the things I hate the most about this car, and not just with this car, but the direction that cars are going, is these exhaust pipes. They look huge, and the design is great, but this isn't an exhaust pipe. The exhaust actually comes out from under the car. There's an exhaust tube, normal standard exhaust. Why do we need this, Audi? The lights on this car cannot be underestimated. During the day, they enhance the car's look, but at night is where you really get your value. The lights on all of Audi's cars are almost synonymous with the brand's identity. Beginning with the first generation of the Audi R8, which is the mid-range supercar which put Audi on the table as a fierce competitor in the performance market, Audi had changed the game when it came to headlights forever. And with the updated Q5, I was very pleasantly surprised with all that it could offer. When I said the engineers didn't neglect the small things on this car, I was being serious. When it comes to the front headlights and the brake lights, you get everything that you would expect in a 2018 Audi. But you also get lots of other little things that you might not have expected, like the special interior lighting, the awesome Audi logo that appears on the ground when you open your door. Cool, right? Makes for a great party trick. And all the special lighting on the door stills, it really makes this car feel like it's in the next class. It almost feels a bit bougie. I could go on and on about the interior of this car. I really do love it that much. Audi hit the nail on the head with this one. But instead, I'd like to take you for a drive and show you what it's like to really experience being on the inside of this car. I want to show you what you can't just find on Audi's website, and what you can't find when you're building and pricing this car on your own. Now we get to do a little bit of the fun part, which is driving on these back roads. Which is something that most people are not doing in their Q5. But if you are that kind of person who likes to enjoy the open road a little more, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. and it's really where the dual clutch shines. The dual clutch was honestly most likely put in this car because around town it's pretty unbeatable in its shift speed and the comfort that it can deliver. But honestly, give it a little juice, and that's where I enjoy it most. Oh, I actually haven't gotten to drive this car in the back road. Most of the accelerating I've been doing has been on the on-ramps, and this is just quite a joy to drive. So much more engine noise than you would get or even expect when you originally drive the car around town. It's almost silent, but you really get a nice sound out of this, especially for a 2.0 turbo. It's quite lovely.
I'm gonna take a left up here.
Alright, hang the left. Oh, with the downshifts. Quite aggressive. Looks like we're clear. Gotta be careful around these blind corners. My girlfriend actually got hit by a car this weekend on a bike, so I'm now much more cautious around bikers. Ride it, punch it, and it goes. It goes right away. The Quattro system is always thinking in this car, whether you want to be using just the two wheels or go into all-wheel drive for more grip, for more acceleration. It does all of the work for you. There's not much to think about other than looking at the road ahead of you, hitting your shifts, and having a nice heavy foot. Oh no. Alright, looks like we got stuck behind the gardeners here. Fortunately we did get stuck, but let's do a nice from stop start. Alright. Takes a second to engage and pick up, but once you hit torque and power, it launches. I think this does 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds, which for a crossover like this is quite good. I mean, obviously we're not, the SQ5 is faster, the Macan S is faster, but that is really in the next level of car where you're looking, and in the next level of price range. And as you enter those price ranges, above 50, above 60, you enter new tax brackets, new sales tax. So there is a lot to think about when buying a car. What they've really done with this new generation of Q5 is, if you look at the previous generation of Q5, you're going to get much more of an A4 vibe. You have the same screen, the same shift lever, the same engine, almost all of the same features on the inside. But what they've done with this car, instead of matching it down to the level of the A4 and the more entry-level models, is they really load it with the technology that you see in the higher level cars, like the R8 with the dual clutch and the same screen and same virtual cockpit that you're getting in the Q7, the A8, and more of their flagship models. They really played to a lot of the things that they could change about this car. The car's dimensions for the Q5 are always going to be very similar. It has to have the space, it has to have the right wheelbase to meet the consumer's demands. But after that, they really took a blank slate with this car and said, alright, what can we put in it that'll really make it special? And they didn't look to the A4, and they didn't look to those cars. They really looked at the best of what Audi can offer right now, took bits and pieces of that to really make a more special experience in the Q5 when compared to the other generation. And I hate to say it, but the old Q5 almost feels a little bit Spartan in a kind of way, which is a weird thing to be saying about a 2015 car. All busy today on the road. That guy is hauling. I don't blame him though, in the WRX. I mean, what are we out here doing? So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my review of the Q5. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, or just shoot me a personal message, and I'd be happy to go over anything even more in depth than I did in the video.